Good morning, Laurel here, Minnesota Zone 5. Just wanted to do a quick garden walkthrough. Things are looking pretty and it's a beautiful morning today. Look at that grass. Beautiful late summer. My annuals are doing well. I have a tray of clearance annuals that I have to plant here. Some of these I can pull onto the porch and get an extended season out of them as well. Got a few down there. This is a clearance grass that I've had since last winter and had a plan for it, but that plan has changed, so now I have to find a new spot to put it, but that's why it's on the table. Around here. Oh, that cabbage tipped over a little bit. This is the neglected area. That 9 bark is beautiful. That is a tiny wine, not so tiny. I've got lamb's ear looking nice. You can see I trimmed stuff last night and got tired of the mosquitoes, so I just kind of left it. I'll get that picked up. Again, the Garden Glow dogwood. It's beautiful. It is looking dry. We haven't gotten any rain in weeks. But be warned, I am 5'10", and this is well over 2 feet taller than me. The tag said 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, and it is at least 8 feet tall. I did prune it this spring, but I will be doing a very hard rejuvenation prune next spring. Love this plant though. The leaves are beautiful. The stems are bright red in the winter. It has beautiful blooms, and then it has those white dogwood berries. The ligularia down there is blooming. I did spray these hostas with a little bit of water. I need to trim more of the blooms. Review on this. This is the Color Blaze Coleus Wicked Hot, which I found. Normally I prefer Sedona Sunset to plant in here. I do like that pop of red. However, this one has not performed as well as Sedona Sunset. You can see a lot of branches have broken off. That one kind of tipped over, so I just left it on the ground there. Wouldn't really recommend the Wicked Hot. I would say go for the Sedona Sunset if you have the option. Over here we've got the Turtle Head blooming. I think this one is called Hot Lips Turtle Head. Chelone. Love that. Super tough plant. The honeysuckle, Kinsley's Ghost honeysuckle, is doing well. It was covered in bees all summer, and you can see it's a little bit thin at the bottom. It got honeysuckle aphids, and the bees were what tipped me off to it. They were swarming and feeding on the honeydew that the aphids secrete, but I couldn't see the aphids at first. But I saw the bees and I kept my eye on it, and after a couple weeks there were the aphids. So I've sprayed it really hard with water several times. I have to wait till essentially dark or twilight almost because it was so covered in bees, but now it's a lot less bees and I hardly see any aphids, so I think that did the trick. That Dichondra Silver Falls looks awesome in that planter. Also, don't mind the dead grass. Again, we haven't had rain in weeks. Once more, we've gotten about as much rain the whole summer as we normally get in 1 month, and that's been 3 years going. This is the pineapple sage. I think it's called Rockin' Golden Delicious by Proven Winners. It got so huge in its pot and it was suffering, and I had this empty spot here, so I just plunked it in the ground for the end of summer. White planter, those are Bobo Hydrangeas. These arbovita are very thirsty, so it's difficult keeping these hydrangeas watered, but they are incredibly tough. This one on the left I will be moving out a little ways because it also doesn't get enough sun. I've got my little bench area. Those are double up red begonias down there. This is a red berry elderberry. It is a native plant here. I trim it back pretty hard, but I like how it kind of drapes over this bench. And I just like having native plants. Everything looks so thirsty though. We've got Got some Jacob's ladder back there, Rainbow's End hosta, Solomon's seal, ajuga. My white container hanging basket. Various hostas. That is an immature blue angel back there. I expect that will get really big and really fill in that area, hopefully. Just planted that lungwort. That is called moonshine. Got some of those wax begonias planted back there. I got a whole flat of them for $5 on clearance. So I thought, well, why the heck not? Some impatiens. These are just your basic garden center 6-pack impatiens. I had gotten a whole flat of those on a discount, and that planter as well. This one is the Proven Winners Rockapulco Violet or something. It's the purple one. I've planted the Rockapulco series double impatiens a few years now in different spots. I am never really been impressed with it. It looks kind of spindly. I don't have anywhere in my garden that's full shade, so maybe it gets too much sun, but I know if they don't get enough sun, they don't really bloom either. So I won't be planting those again. I'm just going to go with your 6-pack impatiens because they do great and they're a lot cheaper. I've got some Japanese painted ferns down here. That's another lungwort. It's a mystery because it was unlabeled on clearance for $3. Sweltering in the sun, so I had to save it. More hostas. These two are called praying hands hostas. I don't remember the variety. I have a bachelor button here that kind of seeds itself, so you can see I just leave the seed heads when I cut them off. Hopefully it self-seeds. I just planted an all gold Hakanakloa that's kind of tucked back there. This area is tough. It's really dry because of these spruce trees. So I have some lamium, and I'm trying to establish what's that ground cover called? Oh, for Pete's sakes, I can't remember. I'll think of it later on and suddenly exclaim its name, I'm sure. But just trying to establish tough ground covers over here. I'm also battling with creeping bellflower weed, which I have to use Roundup to get rid of because you can't dig it out. The rhizomes go 18 inches deep, and if you miss even the tiniest chunk, they just keep coming back. So have some wax begonias right there, little bird bath. These are the double up white begonias by Proven Winners. I've had good luck with these in the past. I planted them in the ground over here last year and they were beautiful. They're supposed to be dark brown leaves. I don't know what the deal is here because they're supposed to take full sun or shade, or full shade. This is part shade. Maybe I've had them do well in planters too, so who knows. I have some Tithonia I grow from seed here. The butterflies, well, all the pollinators love this plant. Here is a hibiscus, mahogany splendor hibiscus. I just had an extra seed, and another Tithonia over there. My garden cart and grass dumping area. I don't know, I plunked that grass in because I didn't have anywhere else for it after my plans changed. Junk pile, I just planted this upright yew and some strawberries and cream ribbon grass back here. Trying to establish a little bit. This area is kind of new as well. This little cutout. You can see my viburnum has died. I've determined it has canker. So I'll be digging that out today. Hoping to plant an upright yew there in the spring. A Sun King aralia. This is a striptease hosta. That is a white bleeding heart. Beautiful in the spring, but at the end of summer it goes dormant, which is why I wanted the aralia behind it. So once that gets big and this starts going dormant, there's something pretty to look at. Drinking gourd hosta. I have that one's called peach tea heucherella, and then I'll be getting rid of that grass, hoping to find somebody who wants it. Lungwort, garden globergenia, clearance lobelia, blue with white eye by Proven Winners. It's doing great there. The bees love that too. I didn't know it was such a pollinator attractor. Got some hardy geraniums. I got my little turtle Oh, and there's a weed I have to pull. That's a frost kiss. I think it's Penny's pink. Hellebore. Some forever purple heuchera, dicentra, and the wee hosta. Wee exclamation point. Aralia is gorgeous. I'll be doing that every year again somewhere. I love the blue on this garden. I did get a whole bunch of different this stuff. What's that called? Agaeratum on clearance. So I just plunked a whole bunch of them in there. Verbena, this Tyrannia seeded itself. I had that planted last year, so I'm just kind of letting it grow. The mum is budding up. You can see I'll have color pretty soon. It is a burgundy, sort of burgundy red tone. This dogwood also looks great. Strawberry daiquiri. White echinacea starting to go to seed. I was deadheading, but I think I'll leave it now. The finches love to eat the seeds. They land on it and chow down, so they can have at it. Snapdragon's doing well. I've got some barberry back there. You can kind of see a pop of red. Those are red flash caladium in front of the North Pole arborvitae. These Nemesia tropical Nemesia. I might try other colors from the Nemesia line. They have just bloomed like this all summer. Super drought tolerant. They have been the lowest maintenance annuals I think I have ever grown. They don't rarely need deadheading. They're amazing. If you want something, they do need full sun to look like this. They really do get full sun. But if you have a full sun spot and you want something that stays compact and you don't really have to touch or mess with, check that one out. The Millennium Alliums are done blooming, but the seed heads look so cool and are a beautiful texture. I've got a little Nepeta there. The Sail Super Cal looking nice, growing in. And then the ornamental Jupiter's, Drops of Jupiter oregano. I've got the bigger one and then the two smaller, younger ones there. Looking good. Those are also set it and forget it type plants. You plant them and you don't really have to mess with them once they're established. This is the Biden's, why do I always forget the name? It's the Proven Wonders Biden's variety. Looking cute, little ground cover kind of. Super tough. I got those on clearance too. Another clearance plant there. The plum pudding, Gorilla, echinacea. These are firelight hydrangeas. Love those. The Alexandra runnera that I got on clearance got huge. I mean, they were big when I planted them, but they've doubled in size. And look how huge this leaf is. Look at that. It's so pretty. What a deal. And once those are established, they're very drought hardy as well. Little shade garden area. I picked up some, what are those called? The red begonias. Surefire red on clearance. Plunked them in there. That one is the Coleus Sedona Sunset. I planted those a few weeks ago. And they are looking beautiful. This area has been a little bit tough. It is downhill, and when we get normal amounts of moisture, it stays the soil stays very moist because there's a lot of clay in my soil, and then it's kind of sloping downhill, so the water kind of pools back there, which is why rainy years, those astilbe do really, really well. I have some hidden behind the viburnum there. This year I've had to haul a hose back there and keep them watered. They're starting to look crispy. Very frustrating when you don't get rain. This is Plum Cascade, that darker. That one is Onyx Heucherella. This one is Plum Cascade Heucherella. I have 3 of them over here, and there's another couple Brenneras. That is Raspberry Splash Lungwort, Little Lime Hydrangea, and then there are 3 astilbes that I transplanted this year over here. Autumn Frost Hosta, couple of heucherella. I want to say those are like pink, not pink fizz, pink, it's pink something. I love that sort of sagey green foliage, and then they have pretty light pink blooms. I've got the Sun King aralia, really low maintenance, very drought tolerant. These are heuchera. I have two berry smoothie in the front. That one is a mystery. It wasn't labeled. It was just part of a planter, but I thought it looked like berry smoothie, so I just planted them together. This is the Proven Winners Nemesia, also amazing. I got these all on clearance. Salvia that bloom in the spring. That's Walker's Low Nepeta, also blooms really in early summer. We've got a yarrow back there. The poor willow just doesn't get enough moisture. And there's some Siberian iris and a limelight hydrangea back there. So we'll go back around. Veggie garden's looking good. Getting some nice zucchini. I've just harvested a couple. I planted those seeds the end of July, but they're really fast growing, so I need to use up these green onions. They're getting huge, and the Salanova lettuce really needs to be harvested. That Suncredible sunflower is Suncredible. It's huge. Just gorgeous. I just love this color. That one is the Fairway Spur Dahlia. I haven't gotten any big dinner plate size, but they're gorgeous nonetheless. These are Cafe au Lait. The yellow ones back there have been incredibly prolific. Those are called Golden Scepter. They're a ball dahlia. Kind of see the zinnias popping up through. Cosmos. I love this one. This one's called Apricota. It was new a couple years ago. Apricota. And I love that sort of peachy tone. Really, I think it's pink mixed with yellow, but overall it gives kind of a peach effect. And then the white ones mixed in. I just have kind of a mix. You can see the aster is starting to bloom here. That'll be just covered in blue blooms in a few weeks. You won't even be able to see the foliage hardly. The Carmine Gomphrena going strong there. Planter full of bidens and geraniums. 4 o'clocks are kind of starting to lull. And you can see all the seeds. I'm going to be collecting seeds to grow this next year. These little pink dahlias are looking cute. The phlox is pretty much done with its second bloom. It's throwing out some side shoots, so I'll just let it be. I love the blue cabbage next to the pink bloom sedum. Bumblebees, of course, or all the bees love the sedum blooms. That one's called Dark Tower. No, I'm forgetting. A couple more buds left on the hardy hibiscus back there. Switchgrass, panicum looking nice. Again, the echinacea I've been deadheading, but now it's kind of late in the season, so I'll probably just let the finches enjoy the seeds. Got the Noblesse yarrow, just keeps going. The rose is looking really pretty. This is a peach drift rose on its 3rd or 4th bloom now, and you can see wow, look at that. It's gonna be full. Oh, I'm excited. This was a test. We have really bad Japanese beetles. I think that's partly why my grass looks so bad, in addition to the drought. And they love roses, but they haven't attacked this one this year. So I'll just have to be vigilant every year. I got this little Safari Sky James Britannia on clearance. It just looks so cute, so I plunked it in next to this ground cover sedum. More of the upright dark tower sedum. Snapdragons, that's a little lime hydrangea. Blooms did get a little bit scorched because we had some extreme heat at the end of August, like setting records. Labor Day weekend was awful. It got up to 100 degrees. It was humid. It was miserable for Labor Day. Normally we're in the 70s, maybe low 80s. I love those coleus. On the right is Golden Dreams. The left is Wicked Witch. Behind it is the Pretoria Canna. have more. You can see all the little pink baubles there. That's all Gomphrena carmine that I just kind of mix in. I've got a foxglove. This is Camelot. Oh gosh, it's the peach one. Oh, what is it called? Not Camelot peach, but it blooms on the first year. I started these from seed, and so we get blooms on the first year, which is exciting. I've got the Unplugged So Blue salvia. These are all clearance, end of season clearance sale, 50-75% off. This is bubblegum Vista Supertunia, Vista bubblegum. The other thing the pollinators love is the goldenrod, dwarf goldenrod here. I could probably deadhead. It is sending out some fresh blooms. Definitely going to try a grow through frame, see if I can keep it more upright next year. The mystery hosta that just keeps on trucking in the fall sun. These blooms, I'll be able to probably cut them this week. Some of them I could cut now. I leave them up because they're huge. Pollinators love them, hummingbirds love them, and they smell so good, especially in the evening. They just fill the garden with fragrance, almost like jasmine. They smell so delicious. I've got sale petunias down there. There's Supertunia Cafe au Lait, Supertunia Mini Vista Midnight, Peachy Keen Verbena, Limelight Prime Hydrangea. Got a little lobelia tucked in that is called, that's an abelia. Is it abelia? Aronia. Chokeberry aronia. I want to say it's Lowscape Mound. It's the Proven Winners one. I got it clearance last year, $10. Super tough. Has beautiful white blooms in the spring. Gets these really cool dark purple berries, almost black berries on it. And then I believe it also gets really bright fall color, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And that should fill in this little space here. I've got 3 sweet tea heucherella, super tough variety of heucherella. And then one of my favorite coleus over here next to our homemade soda bottle squirrel baffle. That one is El Brido, next to the Wicked Witch. I love how those 3 play off of each other. So, thanks for watching. Just wanted to do a quick whole garden tour here. Well, the weather was nice this morning. Finally cooled down. We're gonna have a beautiful weekend. Now, if only we could just get some rain. Do a rain dance for me. Bye.